Big trouble is brewing at Aston Martin. And no, it's not just about the car. The Canadian Grand Prix is right around the corner, but home hero Lance Stroll might not make it to the starting grid. And if he doesn't, it could signal the beginning of the end for the most controversial seat on the grid. Could we finally see a Stroll replacement at Aston Martin? And is this Valtteri Bottas' chance to make a shock return? Let's break it all down. Aston Martin finds itself in a precarious spot heading into Montreal. Reports suggest Lance Stroll's participation is in serious doubt following wrist surgery after the Barcelona Grand Prix. While the Canadian had previously shown grit, even racing with injuries in 2023, cracks are starting to show, literally and figuratively. After a poor qualifying session in Spain, Lance reportedly lashed out in the garage, smashing equipment and clashing with team personnel. Soon after, news of his surgery broke. Was it already planned, or did that outburst accelerate the decision? Either way, Stroll's position, both physically and competitively, is under more scrutiny than ever. So if Lance can't race in Canada, who steps in? Option 1, Felipe Drugovich, the F2 champion and Aston Martin reserve. He's been vocal about prioritizing F1 over his Le Mans commitment with Cadillac that same weekend. When asked about the situation, Felipe said, "My priority has always been Formula One. That's what must be maintained." Sounds like he's ready, but is the team? He's talented, but unproven. In a grid this tight, can Aston Martin afford to experiment? Option 2, Stoffel Vandoorne, the seasoned sim and reserve driver with real F1 experience. Safe choice? Maybe. Impactful? Debatable. But then comes option 3, and it's a wild card. Out of nowhere, Valtteri Bottas has entered the chat. The Finnish driver, fresh off his time at Sauber, is hungry for a return. He's experienced, motivated, and, importantly, knows the Mercedes engine that powers Aston Martin inside out. With 246 race starts, Bottas could bring stability, feedback, and maybe even points. All things Aston Martin desperately needs right now. In his own words, "I'm sitting here now without a race seat, not by choice. I'm not done with Formula One. I still have more to give." And here's the kicker. Cadillac is watching closely. A strong performance for Aston Martin could put Bottas front and center for a 2026 drive with the American outfit. He's auditioning, not just for a race, but for a revival. Let's not forget, Aston Martin isn't just looking for a fill-in. They're in damage control mode. After a massive drop in the Constructors' Championship, every single point matters. Fernando Alonso won't be around forever. And if Aston has any plans to lure top talent, like Max Verstappen, they can't afford dead weight in the second seat. This isn't just about Canada. This could be a preview of the team's future. If Bottas scores points in Stroll's absence, it could finally force Lawrence Stroll to reevaluate the Lance project. And yes, there have been whispers that even Adrian Newey has spoken to Lawrence about the driver lineup. Let's imagine a best-case scenario. Bottas gets the call-up for Canada, he scores points, Aston Martin climbs in the standings. Cadillac sees his value. Aston Martin shows it's serious about building a Verstappen-worthy car for 2026. Everybody wins, except maybe Lance. But Formula One isn't sentimental. If you're not performing, you're out, unless your last name is Stroll. So let's ask the tough questions. Is Filipe Drugovich too risky for a midfield battle this tight? Would Valtteri Bottas be the experienced, steady hand Aston needs right now? And most importantly, is it finally time for Aston Martin to move on from Lance Stroll? Let us know in the comments below, and don't hold back. If you enjoyed this video, please press that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and have the notification bell turned on so you don't miss our next dive into the world of F1. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay fast, and we'll see you in the next one.